Okay, welcome to episode 3 of Baseball Bird's Lunch Learn series, and the topic, the new 2024 Virtual Handbook. Thank you for taking time to learn more today, and thank you for being a champion in your community for baseball. So 2023 wrapped up our pilot series with episodes 1 and 2, pitch counts, and hosting a provincial championship. Those are available through our website for viewing and listening. And we are happy to continue and expand the offerings into 2024 and beyond. So from last year, thank you for providing feedback for the previous episodes. We heard you. Thank you for taking the time. That feedback is crucial to enhance our delivery into the future. Special thanks to Liam Froment, our media person in the Baseball Bureau office, for your guidance and your leadership in the project. And today we have Liam from the Baseball Bureau office. Thank you for taking your time to be here today, Liam.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Aaron.
I know Liam would like to call this the Spit and Chicklets episode due to my pending dental needs. But we're gonna look past it and talk about the new virtual handbook. So the structure for the lunch and learn is 15-20 minutes of content and then questions and answer. Please provide your questions in the chat. I will get to those when we are done with the content. To respect everyone's time, we will keep the lunch and learn to the 45 minutes. If you have more questions afterwards, you can certainly give me a call or reach out to me by email, and we'll get those questions addressed. Again, the session will be available on our YouTube channel and our podcast channel. So yeah, on our website. So let's get into it. So the release of the Baseball Alberta Handbook is a long-standing Baseball Alberta tradition. It signaled a new season beginning when it arrived and opening it, and it got everyone really excited about the season ahead. It was that hard copy thing we received in the mail. Provincial champions pictures were enclosed, as well as dignitaries' messages of encouragement and so on. So it really was the first stop when anyone in the public or the membership had a question about Baseball Alberta and Baseball Alberta operations. However, the delivery method's outdated and the hard copy version is cumbersome and costly to produce. So this is why we've gone to the virtual handbook option for the membership. And that's my first question to Liam. Ultimately, why has the Baseball Alberta team decided to remove the hard printed copy that it felt good to hold in our hands and open in the mail? Why have we gone to this virtual option?
Yeah, I think ultimately a lot of organizations are shifting to this kind of digital resource platform of having it virtually and having different options available online and easily accessible. We heard a lot of feedback of our old handbook being very tough to navigate and find information easily. And fair enough, we realized that scrolling through a PDF document through 50 plus pages to find what you need isn't the best option, and there's different ways that we can have that information streamlined and have that data all found in one spot. So that's kind of what we want to do here with this new virtual handbook, is have everything online accessible from anywhere if you have data or Wi-Fi, and you can find and search for whatever you may need.
Cool. So where can I find this link? Where can I find it?
So I'll just share my screen with you for those listening on a podcast, maybe after the fact. I'll just try and explain it the best I can. So you can find it obviously on our website, baseballalberta.com. We're going to have this big banner pop up. It'll be the second slide, so you can access it directly through clicking that. Or if you scroll down, we have a big button as well, titled the Virtual Handbook. That'll take you directly to the link. You can also, if you end up at the bottom of our website, you'll find the Baseball Alberta Handbook link there. On the top menu, we'll have under resources and then virtual handbook. You can click it and then it'll give you a brief preview of kind of what's entailed, and then you can click view here and it'll give you access. So the other ways you can get to it, if you're on our social media platforms, we have a link tree set up within our bio. So if you go to there, you'll have access to the links as well.
Awesome. What type of information is the handbook? What am I looking at here? Yeah, help me out.
So basically, the main information is we have an about us, and that's going to basically break down some past history of our presidents, our executive directors, our current office staff, some information with regards to Baseball Canada and how we kind of fall under their um, jurisdiction, and also we have different the calendar added as well. And then so that'll show all the dates for this coming year. And then we have league rules and regulations. So this is going to show your rule book and all basically everything with regards to rules of play, provincial championships, things like that. And then obviously we have our resources as well, which will be our handbook for Sportle, which will be huge for associations to go through for this year. We still haven't developed the OFM handbook for this year yet, so that will also be added soon into there. And then you have just a direct link into our documents and our form section. So our form section is basically a compilation of all the Google forms for team entry, for transfers, and things like that. So that's also streamlined to be just in one place now. And then you can also go down to membership fees and provincial championship previous winners and champions. So there'll be a huge archive there for that as well. And then obviously our award winners and our scholarship recipients from the past and present from this year.
So, but a quick question. So most other sport organizations just have a website, as you're kind of maybe going through. Why does Baseball Alberta continue to do the handbook?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the tradition piece of the Baseball Alberta handbook. So like you mentioned, I was a player once in my day too, and I would get that handbook, and it was kind of a piece of this is what you have for the Baseball Alberta season, and you could look back at the previous champions and who won last year and kind of what's new for the coming season. It would kind of leave that excitement, and that's kind of a brand that Baseball Alberta had created over the years. So by having this, we have created that still, but now we have access to be able to edit it on a day-to-day basis as opposed to kind of a yearly basis, and we can have information more relevant. But it holds that traditional value of kind of what holds the past, and it just kind of ties everything together. So
Kind of an archive, I see. Okay.
it's an archive, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. So like how does it function? Can you show me why, this flexible and why as a Baseball Alberta member, this is more of a practical, constructive resource compared to the old one?
Yeah, so throughout the menu on the top, obviously this is going to be accessible on a mobile phone, on a tablet, or on your desktop. And on the top, you could see the drop downs are going to show you basically everything with regards to, for example, league rules and regulations. If you want, you can actually click onto a specific one and it'll show you everything compiled within that. So there's different sub menus. For example, roster requirements are going to have different player eligibility, coach eligibility pages within that section. So you'll be able to see the full list if you click the top, or you can have the drop down menu just show you and then click the arrow and get into it that way. And that will work the same for all of our other menus. The coolest part about this is we're going to be able to now search keywords. So if you need to search for transfers, you can just
Oh, the
simply
transfers question. The transfers question that it's
yeah.
a complex process, and we get the question a
Yeah.
lot. So this is perfect. Thanks, Liam.
So if I just search transfers, player transfers come up, and it just takes what keywords you've used, and you can go directly to that section through the search engine. So you don't have to navigate around and take time trying to find it. You can just search right for it. So
Okay. So I know that the burning question out there right now is rules. So the new rules for 2024, we are going to dedicate a specific lunch and learn next month regarding those rules. The Baseball Alberta Board of Directors approved the rule changes for 2024, and we will upload those into the virtual handbook because of the ease and flexibility of that. And we're going to dedicate an entire session next month regarding rule changes. So, and the other big question, Liam, that we're all going to get, especially for administrators on the ground, sometimes we had the old the old handbook as a PDF, and we got to print it. Or is that same functionality going to be available for volunteers to print certain sections as we need them?
Yes, so for our rule book side, so all the league rules and regulations, we're gonna add that into a nice PDF document that you're gonna be able to print. All the other sections, we won't have PDF copies for, but we will have, you can print it directly just as a web page as well, if you do need it in a paper copy, but the rule book will be fully developed as a PDF so that you can print it.
Okay, great. So, and it's but as it stands for our membership, as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection on your smartphone or wherever you are, you can. So internet essentially, we can get
Yeah,
like a Chrome
yeah,
app or a Safari app. We have access to the virtual handbook.
correct, yeah.
Okay, great. So essentially we kind of went through all of our content for today for the virtual handbook. If there's any questions from anyone in attendance, please feel free to go into the chat and post that question for Liam, and I can get to it. So a question from Lene. What if you do not have Wi-Fi at the facility? So we're on field and not have a Wi-Fi connection.
So I think the main components and what you would actually need at the field are going to be within that rule book. So you will be able to print off that rule book and have it at the field. So the main stuff that you'll need won't necessarily be only on the virtual handbook. We will have printable copies for that information as well.
But if the virtual handbook still functions if I have a 5G or LTE
Yeah,
regular connection, right?
yeah, yeah. So that
Okay.
would be only if you didn't have any of that. So
So like if I have if I really need to see the handbook, I could do what do you call it? Uh, a hotspot, a cellular hotspot
yes,
for an iPad to do that. Okay.
yes, yeah.
So another question from Margaret. No problem, Margaret. Happy to have you. It's okay that you're late. Um, Sportal information included in the handbook.
Yes, so in that Sportal Handbook under resources, you will find basically everything that Baseball Bureau requires for this year, and that is updated regularly by us. It's nice now that things are changing with Sportal day to day. So the updates will be happening in there, and we'll put a date on the top of that as well as to when it was updated, just so that you're aware if there's any new changes made. But yes, there is a full section in there for Sportal.
Okay, awesome. Great. Um, New rules. Will there be a printable handbook regarding the new rules? And I'm assuming a
Yes.
specific section to 2024 new rules. So, as a longstanding Baseball Alberta member, I am aware of the rules in the past, and I don't want to have to like, oh, this is compared 2023 to 2024. Will there be a specific section for 2024 rules that we can print?
Yes, yeah, that will be added into our rule book for this year.
Okay. Anticipated timelines for that? Or
We
are
should
we
be we're trying to get that one out ASAP this weekend. We just had a board of directors meeting that approved some of these new rules, so that's kind of what the delay was in getting that out. So now we have the chance to finalize it and get it out.
pitch count forms? Are pitch count forms in the handbook, or where's the best place to
The
find them?
the pitch count forms will be under our document section. So if you go to the resources documents, you'll be able to find all the league game day kind of documents for scorekeepers and pitch counters and things of that nature.
I think the virtual handbook has certainly made my job easier as an office staff. So I'm sure it's going to make the administration of our associations easier. The volunteers I know to look up information. So seeing no questions, I just want to thank everybody for their attendance today for the lunch and learn. And before you go, I would like to send out a plug for our the point of the plate information sessions. They are for the Baseball Alberta umpires. It's to learn about the new Baseball Alberta Umpire Academy. It's aimed at accelerating umpire development through intensive learning and other things that are going on in the umpire world. Liam, anything to add on that front from most folks?
Yeah, so the point of the plate series, they'll be like this Lunch and Learn series added onto our Spotify podcast section. And then also we have all of them hosted on our YouTube channels after the fact. So the recordings are updated and added onto there. So if you want to go back and look at any of those, that's where you can find them. For the umpires, it's just for Instagram, ba.umpires. And then the Facebook is just Baseball Alberta Umpires.
Great. One more question. Can we post links to these series on our websites? That is, are they open to everyone or just executives, umpires, or etc.? So I think that's a really great question, Margaret. The whole the impetus behind this initiative is information share and volunteer education. So please, we any way we can encourage the baseball membership to spend the time reviewing this information, I think the better we will all be. So thank you for that. And I think Liam will send out more information regarding that. Great. Well, I'd like again, thank you everybody for attending. Thank you, Liam, for your time today. And we look forward to everybody's attendance next month, as well as your feedback that we will send out a link to everybody that registered. So thank you very much and have a great day.